our Director Consultant, Susan Garcia. It is my pleasure to introduce her. Susie has been a member of BNI for 10 years. Her home chapter is Referral Magic in Livermore, and she represents the landscaping contractor category in that group. She has been a Director Consultant for 6 years. She is married to Dave, and they live in Discovery Bay with their rescue doggie, Cole. I hope I pronounced that correctly. Prior to being in the construction industry, Susie's background is in health and wellness. While running her private practice here in California, she worked for many corporations, including Genentech, Visa, Safeway, Dolby, GU Energy, and Nike, to name a few. Susie has appeared on ABC, CBS, and Fox affiliate television stations, NPR affiliate radio, and internet radio. One of her proudest achievements is that she is a #1 international best-selling author. Susie loves live music of all kinds, especially rock and roll. She enjoys golf, reading, Wordle, and all things New York Times crosswords. Her secret to success is lifelong learning. Thank you, Susie.
All right. Good morning, everybody. It's CCBuRN. I'm super excited to be here. Today, I'm going to be talking a little bit about my role as a director consultant. I was looking at the membership roster, and almost 30% of the chapter has been here less than a year. And I think it's been about a year since you've had a director consultant. So I'm going to talk about that. And then also personal BNI goal setting. So the role of a director consultant within the BNI structure, I'm just going to kind of go from the top and then bottom up. So BNI, as you know, is a global organization, and there are executive directors worldwide that own franchises. Mike Macedonio and Don Lyons are our executive directors, and they own 3 regions, including the North Bay, which is Contra, Costa, Sonoma, Napa counties. There might be another county in there, but that's considered a mega region, and that's what CCBuRN is part of. If you've done any training with Don or Mike, they always talk about many hands make light work. And that's really how the whole structure of BNI works. And so I just kind of want to review it. And then I have to I can never figure out how to do this. All right. So starting with the chapter, you as members, you are the core of BNI. And one thing that's important is to be a member in good standing. So you're showing up on time, your attendance is great, you find a sub, and really having a goal to be in the green or yellow. The next level up, so you've got members that are great people, and then you have your executive leadership team. So that's president, vice president, secretary, treasurer. And that group of people, they really guide the chapter for their calendar year. They're going to work on the chapter goals. They'll also work on a mission statement if you have one or if you don't have one. And really keeping the chapter organized and staying on track. And then the executive team then reports to the leadership team. Hey, here's what we think our goals are. Here's something that we want to do. And then the leadership team then approves that. And there's 2 parts of the leadership team that are super crucial for keeping a great chapter. First is the membership committee. I don't know how this will work as far as how many of you have been on a membership committee before. It's not an easy job, and it's super important because the membership committee is making sure new members are a great fit. They're checking their references, doing interviews, setting them up with one-to-ones with possible power partners or possible making sure everyone's staying in their lane. And then they also evaluate current members on their renewals. And that process starts at least 6 months in advance. So they're looking at people that are chronic gray, chronic red, and really trying to help them. And then that also goes over towards your mentor coordinators who work with your new members to give them the best success, make sure that they've done MSP, make sure they've done Miley's program, and are, ready and know how to use the app. And then they also help the membership committee support any members that are needing help. So that's, again, part of how you've got a lot of people doing smaller things, but it really helps the chapter grow. And the rest of the leadership team, they're all volunteer positions. Nobody gets paid. It helps support the chapter. But one thing, if you're on leadership and if you are thinking about it for next year with the whole VCP process, being on leadership gives you more visibility. And it also enhances your credibility because it's like, oh, wow, look, they're doing a great job at that thing. They probably do a great job at their job. So think about that for next year. And Then the directors. So that's me. Now I get to talk about me. So director consultants, we have additional training. There's several people in your CCBuRN chapter that either are a director consultant or have been in the past. And again, we do additional training to become a director consultant. We have additional training throughout the year. We're assigned support chapters. Right now I have 2. And we visit 4 to 6 times a year to do value-added training and also additional recognition. We're available for questions from the leadership team and all members. I'm also available for one-to-ones. One of my previous chapters put me as one of the passport people that they needed to finish their passport. They had to talk to me, and that was actually super fun. And I also can help deal with sticky situations that may come up. And then we also have area directors. So that's my direct report. If you have a question and I'm not sure, I can go to the area directors, and then that goes to the executive team. So starting from the chapter members going up to the executive team, everybody's doing something to help make great chapters for all of us to earn money and improve our business. So next, I want to talk a little bit about your personal BNI chapter goals. So Ronnie and her team have already given you the goals for the whole chapter, but just a little background on how that math is done. You're looking at the power of 1 and then also last year's performance. So one of the goals is to have 60 members. So if you have 60 members times 50 weeks, because there's usually a couple where you don't meet, to have 1 CEU a week, 1 one-to-one a week, that would be 3,000. And referrals are generally 1 referral per 2 quality one-to-ones. So I believe your referral goal is 1,500. Visitors are approximately 1 per quarter. Now I know that power of 1 is 1 per person. That would be 720 visitors. If you did that math on 60 people, probably not going to happen. So I think it's nice to have a goal that seems more achievable. So just you guys each get 4 people a year. And thank you for closed business is a growth goal to improve every year. So you're looking at what did we do last year? What do we want to do this year? I am going to say that one of my goals for the CCBuRN chapter is to see you full-time in person. All the stats show that full-time in person is better. We can talk about that more later, but I just need to throw that out there. And that's also part of Dawn and Mike's goal is to have more chapters back in person. So for you as an individual member, your BNI goals, I just have a few ideas and best practices. Super easy goal is if you're in the green, make it your goal to stay there. If you're not, 1 step at a time, by the end of this BNI year, maybe you want to get to the green or get out of red, get into yellow. So those are easy BNI goals. Contact spheres, if you're in a contact sphere or if there is one for your group, are you participating? Maybe you haven't gone and it's like, I need to be in that contact sphere. That could be one of your goals. Power partners are huge. For CCBuRN as a star chapter and with as many members as you have, it's hard to do one-to-ones with every single member and it doesn't always make sense. But if you have a power partner, maybe your goal is how many referrals do you want to give to that person? And do you meet regularly with them? One thing that I started doing this year was doing kind of lunch and learns. We did one with New Key Construction. It was amazing. And so I have, that on my list to schedule again. So really taking that time to connect with your power partners. And another goal is in the things that you do to be effective and purposeful, quality one-to-one. It really should be just 2 people. But again, everything that we're doing as far as our stats, we're all grown-ups. It's, doing something in integrity. So if you go to brunch with Ronnie, I think that might be today. And if there's 20 of you there, you cannot have 19 one-to-ones. It's just, no, that doesn't work. Now, if you sit next to someone and have a real purposeful conversation, sure, count that as a one-to-one. But if you have a ton of one-to-ones and only a few referrals, then you're probably counting stuff that really shouldn't be counted. And I don't have to talk about referrals, not leads, because Rebecca already handled that. So that's great. And the same with the social media shout outs is just making sure that you take that screenshot and then follow up. I have, for me with my chapter, tons of people put us out, and I actually keep track of how many people recommended me so that I can share the thank you for closed business. But one other thing that you may or may not be doing is put a BNI hour on your calendar every week. So that's when, so I have mine Tuesdays at 3:30 because my meeting's Wednesday morning. The last couple of years I've had to update slides. I don't have to do that anymore now, but it's still, did we sell any jobs this last week that I need to thank? Enter your one-to-ones, but having that calendar time recurring is super, super helpful. And as far as tracking, BNI tracks lots and lots of things. But do you track your own BNI business? So part of what BNI tracks is, so you want to know, am I doing well and contributing? And am I getting anything out of being in BNI? So this is my BNI Connect, almost $800,000 in the last 12 months. This is private information. I'm sharing it because it's a great testimonial to how well BNI works, but nobody else sees this because of tax purposes. So you're the only one that sees the revenue received to your business. Same thing on the app. So you can look and be like, well, am I giving? Am I getting? How is that giver's gain working out? But if you aren't tracking where your business comes from and what your effort is, you're going every week, you're doing your one-to-ones, it's really all about return on investment. How much time do I have? I think I have like 2 minutes.
3.5.
Oh, awesome. Okay. So just a little bit more on this, and I'm just going to share sort of what I do for our company. We have a CRM, but I do a little bit of old school. And so these are our sole jobs for this year, and everything that's green is referral based. So it's a customer refers us, or it's BNI. I'm also a member of NARI. And then this is my drum roll, please. If you look at referral based business, it's 69% of our total jobs, and it's 74% of our total revenue. So when you're looking at what you're doing, whether it's BNI referral based, I think being able to know where your business is coming from is super important, and having that goal for BNI of what am I going to do this year? Now, most of us probably have a January to December year, and BNI is October to September. But regardless of where your year starts or stops, looking at what you want to do to help contribute to your BNI chapter and how you can meet with those power partners is super important. So that is everything I have. I do have a minute or two for questions, or we can just finish a minute or two early. Thank you, guys.